Some people have asked me, how do you come up with a different tech tip for every week? There's a trick. See, if you're really paying attention, sometimes the same tip just presented a different way. But this one I think is a little different because it's not the message I usually pass along. Here's your Tuesday morning tech tip from Pugliese Speed Shop. So, if you guys are following along on Fridays, you know, just a couple days ago, we put a video up working on Michael's road glide, right? It wasn't getting fuel, and old Wade figured it out like lickety split, you know what I'm saying? So, and it was, dare I say it, kind of shoddy maintenance that we believe caused that problem. And there might be different reasons for it. I don't think it was intentional by any stretch. I know where the bike was worked at. They're solid people. Could have been oversight. Could have been just couldn't get the parts. A lot of different things, you know, that could have been the problem. The end result was there was still a problem and, you know, left my man stranded on the side of the road. Luckily, you know, plenty of friends there, quick to help him out. And different set of friends. Not set of friends. You know what I'm saying. Different people in the same friend group. Just other guys, all right, is what I'm saying. We fixed his bike with him. And he's back on the road, you know, happier than a pig in poop, I think is, I think we might have just made that up. Part of it. Whatever, we're trying to clean it up. Right. So, these things happen, and they're usually caused by things we all know better, right? Using the right parts, not reusing stuff that shouldn't be reused, even though I do it constantly. And just that kind of, well, I believe hackery is the technical term. So I understand that a lot of my stuff is running and driving because of that backyard ingenuity. We'll call it that. But it's not always the right way to do things. Sometimes you're stuck on the side of the road, you got no choice. But not in this case, it shouldn't have been done. But it is what it is. Let's sit down and talk about it. And I think, I don't know, maybe I can actually get my point across there instead of just rambling like I'm doing right now. So, quite a few different things happened last week, and it's kind of hard to sum it all up, but I'm going to try. So, it seemed like a simple thing, right? We opened the tank up, part was disconnected, put it back together and carry on. Not actually the case all the time because there's a reason it came apart, right? If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, we'll pause for a second, have the kid throw up there what went down. This way, in case you missed Friday's episode, you're caught up. Although I think you should probably go back and watch it. Check it out. Old Wade might have figured out something, huh?
Yes, I did.
So, looking down in here, see if we get the light in here and all that. I can't see it. Can you see that? Look at that. See where the light's out? I'll have Andrew highlight it or something. That little nipple there? See that orange right there? That hose? It's supposed to be on there. See how the black clip is on above it? That one on the bottom's not on there. We have pulled this out, and that's exactly how it looked. And Mike, you're saying that's a common thing, huh?
Yeah, through all the troubleshooting in different videos and different shops I've talked to, he says a common thing for either pinholes, cracked fuel lines, or just the ends of the nipples just popping off.
Coming off. I wonder how much pressure actually goes through there. So, you see what happened, right? That plastic clip failed. Well, we're assuming it failed. It may have not been put on all the way. I mean, it's pretty, you put it in there, it's like, pretty loud little, not much, you get it, right? But maybe, I wasn't there. We don't know if it clipped on and the pressure backed it off. I'm not sure how much pressure is actually in that system. I'm gonna look it up and I'll have the kid put it like right down here somewhere. So then we can make our more of an educated assumption. Still not really the right way to do it. But what we assumed is it was done correctly because, like I said, we know the guys that work there and we think they did a good job. You know, my bike's been serviced there plenty of times, never had an issue. So that's what I'm hoping for. And if that's the case, then the clip failed, which is definitely more than possible. More than possible. We'll go with that. The reason I say that is because it's plastic. You guys know, older stuff, there's not a lot of plastic. You know, I'm talking like, not this guy right here, like the ones back there. 50s, 60s. It's a lot of metal stuff. Nowadays, that's not the case. His bike's a 17, so, you know. And like he said in the video, there was an accident last August, and the tank was dented, so it was replaced. But everything worked fine. He actually rode it from the scene of the accident, so luckily nothing was that bad. But the internals were good. Well, the insurance company, you guys know how that works, they're not going to pay to fix stuff that ain't broken. So they said the tank was dented, but everything worked fine, so I'm sure the guts were taken out of the tank and put into the new tank. For that to happen, you got to disconnect things. Part of that is these little guys right here, right? Plastic clips, we all reuse them, all right? So let's not act like if they reuse them that they're terrible people, because that's not. I've reused more than I've replaced in my life. I promise you that. Okay, I've probably only replaced them if they broke, to be honest with you. But so this guy, this little one, that's the smaller one. It's a 5/16, clipped in and out, no problem. Yeah, reuse it, absolutely. This one, a little bit bigger. I think it's a 3/8. This one, it's really hard to see, but it's. I mean, I know you can't tell how hard I'm pushing, but I'm not pushing it hard at all. In comparison, here's a brand new one, and I'm pushing just as hard. So you see, it's like, you know, where this guy. Yeah. So clearly, it's been worn. Now, it's not your average automotive clip, right? That's just sitting on the side, holding a line in. It's submerged in fuel inside the tank, right? It's towards the top, so anytime he's got like 3/4 of a tank or more, it's probably submerged in fuel. But that being said, I'd like to think it's engineered to be fine. I'll tell you what, though, if I ever had to work on this kind of stuff again, I will replace that clip every time, because when we clipped it back in to make sure it was clipped, it wasn't a very, like, it didn't make that. It was, you could feel it fell into like a detent, but it wasn't a loud clip like you heard in the video. Well, actually, I don't know if we recorded that, but we heard it in the shop when Wade pushed that in. It clicked, and we're like, "It's in there. We got a warm and fuzzy feeling about it." So the point is, guys, I reuse hardware all the time. This car right here has been, if you look under the hood, like everything's got a different piece of hardware. It may be a Phillips or a bolt or whatever, because these kind of saving builds. I did the same on the hard body. I did the same on the S10. I built it out of leftover stuff I have, so this way it keeps the cost down, and I can sell it to somebody else, and they can enjoy it, and not dig deep in their pocket, right? And I don't like digging deep in my pocket either. You guys know that. So I'm reusing hardware. I've done it. I mean, come on, we all have. But if you're in this case with these little guys here, to get to these, if they fail, you got to pull the whole center part apart. It's special tools, or at least a punch and a hammer to get this thing out. Stuff you're not going to have on you probably on the side of the road. And it takes a while to get it done, right? So if it does fail on you, you got to pull stuff apart. It's not an easy fix, right? I want to say it's not easy, but it's a time-consuming fix. And like I said, not something you're going to do on the side of the road. So in that case, make sure you got the right stuff. Using the stuff that's not going to fail on you, right? Reused hardware, especially plastic, can easily fail. Now, that being said, these two clips from Harley, right? These little guys right here. We tried to call Harley and get it, make sure they had them so we can go up there. It's only 10, 15 minutes down the road. Pick them up, put the bike back together, because we were going on a longer trip, and we didn't want to, we wanted that feeling of it's done right. We call Harley, talk to the guy in parts. We figure out where we're all at. They wanted, I was 11 or 15 bucks or something like that. I don't know if it was for one or two, but either way, a little pricey. But it's Harley, so you know you're going to pay, right? That's what they do. Which was fine. Michael was perfectly fine with that. The issue was that they're both on back order, which is crazy to me. And it was like the 14th of April, I think I said in the video, and then they couldn't get the part until like May 29th, which is even crazier. A month and a half? It's wild, right? So maybe, and this is what I'm thinking, maybe they did want to replace those and they had the same problem putting the bike together. So they were like, just stick it together. And they put a couple hundred miles on it, so it's fine. So I don't know. I don't know what their thought process was, but I know that I wasn't waiting a month and a half, and old Wade definitely wasn't. And I mean, Michael, yeah, none of us wanted to. And I came up with the idea of, can we incorporate a zip tie somewhere to make sure this stays on? We really couldn't. It would have been great if we could have. But so what we did, looked at it, realized, got the sizes off of them. Man, that's a universal type size. Shot down to the local auto parts store. They had them on the help rack. Looked a little something like this. There was more in there. But that was it. I think this was $6 or $8 or something like that. And I think that, so we replaced, how many? Quantity 6. So there was 6 of them in there. And we had them right now. Now they're not Harley Davidson. Does that matter? I doubt it. I think it's the exact same clip. And as long as it's not removed and put back, it's going to be just fine. Time will tell. Hopefully, time will tell that we made the right call. And either way, we absolutely did, because Michael's riding his bike and all is well. So, out of the box thinking, see, I'm throwing a lot of different things out here. You know, tech tips of don't reuse hardware, but then it's okay to reuse some hardware. And use the right stuff when you can, because, but if you can't, you can always find an alternative. I guess what I'm saying, guys, is every single job you do, no matter how big or how small, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Do it the way that's going to be best for you, best for the project, get you back on the road safely and soundly as fast as possible. Thanks for watching, guys.